Hello and welcome to Baluli Wildlife Cam. It turns out that Carl, and honestly Carl could very easily be 7 different starlings. I have no way to tell the difference, but as far as I'm concerned they're all Carl, is not the king of the pond. There is another more powerful bird, and that's the one about to come into picture now, chasing Carl away, and that's the crested barbet. Now, crested barbets are also known for attacking mirrors and windows and things, and I'm hoping he doesn't attack the camera because they have a very big heavy beak that they use for gouging holes in trees, and I don't think my camera will survive if the barbet has a go at it. The hyenas seemed a little bit on edge. There were 4 of them there and they didn't do their normal playful swimming routine. I think there were lions in the area, which is what made them a little bit nervous. On Sunday morning we found the 4Ways mini pride going for a stroll. Right out in front there is a young male, and he thought he was a leader, so he wandered off into the bush, but the 2 lionesses just carried on in their own direction and he ended up having to follow them. A female leopard. I don't know which one, Layla or the new one. It's hard to tell on the trail camera. They really need to stand still for a bit, because as soon as you pause it to try and look at the markings, and it becomes blurred. And they're the big male Ramses. No zebra for a while. It seems that they've all moved off onto a neighbouring property. And I was wondering when they would do that, because there were fences between us up until I think 5 or 6 years ago. And once the fences dropped, the animals, they don't immediately go rushing off. And it looked like a good place for zebras, and it seems that all of our zebras have now done a little mini migration. But I'm sure they'll be back at some point. I mean, it might only be after we get rains and our floodplains get some decent grass again, but they will most likely be back. The genets also have unique spot patterns. So going back over old footage, I see that we've had at least 2 genets coming to drink at the pond. Cole isn't all that comfortable with a little furry friend drinking next to him, so he has to go and drink somewhere else. No leopards at the new camera, but we did get this impala with his wonky horn. We quite often see him at the Waterhole, so he's a known regular. I could be wrong, but I think this might be the first scrub hare we've actually seen coming to drink. We do sometimes get them running past in the background, but not actually coming right down to the water. And he was there for a long time too, which seemed odd for an animal that was so vulnerable. And here is our new female leopard. It's much easier to identify them when they come to the waterhole because they sit still and you can see the patterns. And usually it's the bands around the neck that make them easier to identify. So Layla has two distinct bands that seem to meet at the top, and this one has only got the one band, and quite a lot smaller. Now I've got no idea what's going on here. It might be a female offspring of Layla, because they will tolerate their own offspring in their territories, at least for a little while. But who's going to ultimately stay here, I don't know. So I wasn't too sure what to do about the names, because I hate to waste a good name on a leopard that's going to disappear and not be seen again. But I thought I've got so many names now, enough to last me for a good 10 years, so I guess this one can be Nala. And once the leopard had gone, then the scrub hare came back. And somebody's plotting an attack. Now, I think this is the Four Ways mini pride again, but without the young male. They must have made a kill nearby, because for them to come and drink in the middle of the day is quite unusual, and you can see they have quite fat bellies. And they spent the whole afternoon here. They eventually left around about sunset. This is a red-billed woodhoopoe. It's a juvenile. The adults have bright red beaks, and this one is still kind of a dark brown color. Lions aren't really fussy drinkers. This one, when they came back for a drink, she went and drank some of the muddy water from where it flows over the edge of the waterhole. Thanks for watching.